Good morning and welcome back to the PCT.
If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away.
It's day 4. Getting up early is definitely the way to go on this hike, especially in the first section, as it gets really hot in the afternoon. It's about 6 o'clock right now, so I got up just before sunrise, trying to get some miles in early. But in this video, I'm gonna focus on 5 things that went wrong during my first few days on the PCT, and I hope you can learn something from it and avoid the same mistakes.
Over fields and through the country, letting go of everything but us.
Alright, so I've already walked about 8 miles this morning. It's been beautiful, glorious sunshine and finally warm again. That night inside helped a lot, definitely. Let me tell you about the first mistake I've made on the PCT when I started off. I got to the southern terminus at noon. I got there with the bus, so I didn't really have the chance to get there earlier. But then the mistake I made was to plan a full day of walking, even though I only had half a day left. So I had very high expectations of myself for that first day, and of course I couldn't live up to these expectations because I didn't have enough time left, enough sunlight to make it all the way there where I wanted to go. So that meant on the second day I tried to make up for what I couldn't do the day before, while also managing the next distance. So I overexhausted myself, and on the third day I had to take a full stop, full day break, and now I'm ready to go back in the groove, feeling much better. So my tip, either get to the southern terminus in the morning and do a full day of hiking, or get there at noon and only plan half a day. Don't expect too much from yourself in the first days anyway, because you have to get used to the weight of the backpack and the long distances. Alright, today is just going fabulous. I don't know what changed, but here's another mistake I made when I started off. I packed way too much food. I packed food for about 3 weeks in my backpack, which is way too much. You should pick up food along the way on the PCT, and yeah, I had way too much weight on my back, which meant that my shoulders hurt a lot. Now I'm busy eating all of that, so it's getting better and better every day, and it just makes such a big difference. Hello from day 6 on the PCT. I'm really getting into the groove of things. Got up a bit later this morning because I went to bed later as well. Have to get your 8 hours of sleep, definitely. Looks beautiful already, the stretch that I've done this morning. Gonna have to climb a bit today, and that leads me to another mistake I've made during my first few days. I didn't consider elevation, so I just planned the miles I wanted to get to without considering that there was a mountain in between. So I struggled a lot to keep up with my plan. And you should definitely take off a few kilometers or miles if you see that there's loads of elevation. That also goes for if you have to go downhill. It just takes more time than going straight. Quite obvious, but I didn't pay attention to it. Okay, I'm here at my beautiful new campsite, just set up for the night. Didn't do many miles today, just some rest needed. Another mistake I made during my first days was to not take the weight of my pack into consideration. It changes dramatically. Without my heavy backpack I could walk for much longer, but carrying around 25 kilos made a huge difference on my progress. So I kind of had to learn that the hard way. I tried to push myself. Now I take it more into consideration and take more breaks and do shorter distances.
Over the rainbow.
Finally, the last thing I want to mention, that wasn't really my fault, but while I was walking, all of a sudden I heard a humming and I saw that there was a beehive just in front of us in the middle of the trail. And as soon as I realized, I got stung in the face by a bee on the first day, just right here in my forehead. No big deal, but it didn't really help to lighten my mood on the first day. So watch out for bees if you're hiking. I never thought that this would happen to me on the first day. Alright, and that's it from another video from the Pacific Crest Trail. I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.